Warren Buffett's frugal living tips to save money in 2023. When one of the most conservative investors in the world, Warren Buffett, expresses alarm over price increases, then it might be time to tighten your financial reins with some of his frugal living advice. So, if you're looking for successful frugal living tips that can help you save more in 2023, stay tuned because you don't want to miss this. Number 10. Buy a modest home. In 1958, Warren Buffett paid $31,500 for a charming stone and stucco house on a street lined with trees in Omaha's Dundee area. It has 5 bedrooms and 2.5 baths and spans about 6,570 feet. The house is currently valued at $1.24 million, and it happens to be the third best investment Warren has ever made. He would have paid around $43 per square foot in today's money for the 6,570 square foot house. However, the property's current value, as reported by the tax assessor's office in Warren's home county of Douglas, Nebraska, is $161 per square foot. Any house on the market in the United States right now could probably be purchased by Buffett, but he instead keeps residing in this simple house. Want to live like Warren? Think about purchasing a smaller property than you can afford. You'll be able to put more of your money towards savings, retirement, or vacation if you stop making expensive mortgage payments. And if you must borrow money, Warren advises getting a 30-year mortgage since it is the best instrument in the world. In fact, when Buffett purchased a vacation property in Laguna Beach, California, he took out a 30-year mortgage himself. Number 9. Leave the pricey food alone. You might suppose that wealthy people enjoy bottomless mimosas and eggs Benedict at the most opulent brunch spots. Or perhaps they employ a personal chef who would be able to prepare whatever they want, whenever they want. Well, that's possible, but when it comes to Warren, you're definitely wrong. Paying excessive prices for daily gourmet French toast served in the comfort of your own home is not a part of adopting Warren's lifestyle. He has a history of economizing on his meals by choosing fast food. And if he's in the mood, he may even start his day by stopping at McDonald's on the 5-minute commute to work. Even when he travels, he is known for choosing cheap cuisine over fatty bacon and eggs from a nearby eatery. Warren's good friend Bill Gates, the creator of Microsoft, speculated on his blog that his friend's breakfast might simply just be a pack of Oreos. Number 8. Use the same vehicle for many years. While Warren does not exactly own the cheapest set of automobiles, he doesn't change cars as frequently as someone with his bank account undoubtedly could. In their garages, many billionaires and millionaires preserve a collection of flashy sports vehicles and classic models, but Warren is said to prefer fixed-up cars that he can buy for a lower price. He once discussed his car buying habits, or lack thereof, with Forbes in 2014, when he admitted to traveling only 3,500 miles annually, so he rarely purchases a new vehicle. Whether you choose a new car or a slightly older one, definitely follow Warren's example and stay within your budget. So, the next time you're looking to buy an automobile, keep the following in mind. Since cars tend to depreciate quickly, it may be better for your finances if you strive to keep a functional automobile for as long as you can. Or at the very least, choose to purchase a used car rather than a brand new one. Number 7. Put away expensive outfits. Although Warren owns up to nearly 20 business outfits, he is hardly a clothes horse. In fact, he's known as one of the few billionaires who don't wear high-end clothing. He revealed to CNBC that he once met Madam Lee, a businesswoman from China, who measured him for a single suit and has since sent him fresh ones. Warren claims that if it weren't for Madam Lee, he would certainly have less than 5 suits, and those suits would likely be older than 10 years. Therefore, if low-cost clothes are suitable for one of the richest people in the world, perhaps you'll determine they are suitable for you as well. Avoiding name-brand products could help you save a lot of money on everything from groceries to household goods to prescriptions in addition to clothing. Instead, just like Warren does, choose high-quality items that will last you a long time. Number 6. Engage in cheap hobbies. Living the Warren way doesn't have to be all work and no play. Even billionaires have interests, although their interests usually run to expensive activities such as golfing at some exclusive club. Warren's interests, however, are considerably cheaper than those of well-known CEOs, investors, and business people. For instance, he enjoys playing bridge. According to a 2017 Washington Post article, Warren is a self-described bridge addict who spends roughly 8 hours a week playing the game. According to Warren, success is essentially doing what you love and doing it effectively. And working at Berkshire Hathaway, the global giant he created from the skeleton of a failing cotton fabric business, is what Warren loves to do every day. He may be found playing the ukulele and singing when he's not running his successful business. And surprisingly, he's performed at fundraisers and even for investors. So, even if you're unable to quit your full-time work to devote more time to what you love, you can still find the time for some low-cost hobbies just like Warren. Number 5. Use coupons in front of friends without fear. We'll get to that in a second. I have a favor to ask of you. If you like the video so far, please subscribe to the channel. Think billionaires don't use coupons? Think again. Warren demonstrates that even billionaires value the chance to save money. Bill Gates remembered a trip he took with investors, during which Warren paid for the fast food lunch using coupons. Bill wrote that they had a laugh when they had traveled together, and Warren pulled out a bunch of coupons to pay the bill. He even said it reminded him and Melinda just how much Warren values a good deal. Be sure to use the appropriate discounts, which are simple to find on internet coupon sites, to save money on your next purchase, even if it's something as cheap as a McDonald's lunch. Number 4. Don't incur debts. This goes without saying, but debts do more harm than good. Warren had a single mortgage on a vacation home in Laguna Beach, California, which he bought in 1971. Even though he undoubtedly had the money to pay for the coastal property, which was listed for $150,000. According to him, he obtained the 30-year mortgage loan because he thought he could probably do better with the money than have it go to an all-equity purchase of the house. He made a choice to purchase shares of Berkshire Hathaway, the business that made him a billionaire, with the additional money he had on hand. Buffett cautions investors against making the same error again, despite the fact that as a young man, he previously borrowed 25% of his net worth to purchase shares. You might not have a choice but to fund your house purchase with a mortgage, but rather than paying money to finance smaller purchases over time, it is advisable to save up for them in advance. Warren's advice to avoid locking up capital is something you could try adopting in 2023. And if you already own a property, you have the option to refinance fast at current record low rates before they rise next year, as forecasters anticipate. Number 3. Spend less on brands. Warren already has an iPhone, so he probably won't spend a lot of money on the newest model. In a February 2020 CNBC Squawk Box interview, he acknowledged receiving numerous iPhones, including one from Tim Cook. He claimed that the Nokia flip phone, which he had kept for years, was no longer in use and that he was now using the most recent iPhone model, which was an iPhone 11 at the time of the interview. And while it may be alluring to continuously splurge on the newest gadgets, follow Warren's advice and only upgrade your phone when it is truly necessary. Look for other ways to reduce your gadget's costs if you insist on purchasing the most recent gadgets to reach the market, such as using a no-contract plan or purchasing a family plan to share data. Instead, place the excess money you would be spending on needless upgrades in a diverse investment portfolio or high-yield savings account to allow it to increase over time. Number 2. Think outside the box to save money. According to Warren's biography by Roger Lowenstein, after the birth of Warren's first kid, he used a dresser drawer as a crib rather than spending money on a cradle. Also, he reportedly didn't buy a crib for the family's second child, but instead, he borrowed one. While making your baby sleep in a drawer can seem a bit harsh, it's only an illustration of thinking creatively. You can utilize the resources you currently have at your disposal to avoid wasting money. Try looking closely at your finances to identify areas where you may make savings. Get a library card so you may check out books and DVDs, so you don't have to purchase them. Or you could try a budgeting app to monitor your spending habits. Remember, if you buy things you don't need, you will soon sell things you need. Number 1. Don't engage in harmful vices. Remember the famous quote about gambling? The house always wins. As a result, Warren has stated that gambling is a tax on ignorance. He once spent some money on a slot machine for his house since he knew his kids wouldn't be able to resist the allure of the slots, and he would receive their entire allowance back the same day. They discovered that gambling doesn't pay, as wise investors and Warren already know. Warren has lived a pretty long life, and from his experiences, he's pointed out that neither smoking nor drinking is good for you, and they could even result in future increases in medical costs. Plus, they also require regular outlays of money, which could cause a huge dent in one's expenses. Warren's still alive today at the age of 92. Perhaps never smoking or drinking alcohol could be one of the secrets to his long life. And we can all learn a few things from Warren's relatively simple way of life, even those of us whose personal wealth will never top $1 billion, much less $100 billion. Which tip between engaging in cheap hobbies and putting away expensive outfits do you think is one of the best financial advice? And which are you willing to try in 2023? Let us know in the comment below.